back to my channel. It's Eileen. I have a project share for you today. And yes, I still have Halloween out, but I had the urge to make some Christmas. So I just want to share this with you. I made a pattern for myself. I just drew it, hand drew this little gingerbread pattern right here. And I traced it onto some fabric that I have in my stash. They're from like Walmart, I believe. I purchased them. They're 3 different browns that I had already. I have a fabric stash. So I made a few just to test out my pattern, and I stitched it up with my sewing machine. Now you can see they're not perfect. They are handmade, so that's what they're gonna look like, and they're gonna live that way. But I'm also wanting to really share with you how I want to decorate them. So I figured we could craft together and just go for it. It's not gonna be perfect. I will make some mistakes, but you know, that's the fun. So I'm gonna use this one since I have 3 of this dark brown made. And I just pulled out some of my trims from my stash again. Some were gifted to me, some were racks, some were from swaps, some are just my own, from my own stash. Just, you know, what I've already collected as a sewer. Anyway, this is what I have. I have more. These are the Walmart Gwen Studio trims. And I think this is like a faux leather, this one. I am not sure 100%, but yeah, I picked some up a while ago. Yeah, it's pretty thick. You can see right there. It's got little gold hearts. So I don't know. I'm gonna play with this, and I'll put you on time lapse just so you don't get bored, and because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just pulled out the stash and figured, let me make something with these. Let me use these little rick racks. You need little ones, because if you try using the bigger rick rack, I mean, it would still be cute, but yeah, I don't know. It all depends. Well, actually, it looks cute. It's fine. Anyway, let's get to it. So I'll put you on time lapse. Okay, so I added some blue and red rickrack onto this little guy right here, and I was going to add the pom-poms, this trim, but I think it looks fine without it. So we're gonna save that trim, and I'm gonna try and decorate the next one like a little girl. So I'll put us back on time lapse. Okay, so let me grab some paper or cardstock. It's just from my Cricut cutting. Don't use that. That's for fabric. Let's put this on. Okay. And we're going to draw our little man here. But then we're going to draw the man as a pattern. Or gingerbread man, person, whatever this is. Use this. You guys, it's very, you know, rough. Okay, so we're going to put that to the side. And then we're going to draw our apron. How do we want our apron? I think we could do like that. Okay, I think we could do that, and then do the little apron like this. Well, I think I'm gonna cut it out and cut it in half, so I could get it symmetrical. And I'm just freestyle. Cut that. And cut it out. And then I'll use some ribbon or rickrack to make the strings, tie the strings around. Like that? Maybe? I don't know. I don't like that part. No, I don't like that. Okay. We're just going to round it out. Getting like a shorter. The apron has now become micro apron. Okay, just like that. Nothing too hard. It's an ornament. It's a decorative piece, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Easy peasy pattern making. Okay. Use this, but now I have to find some all right fabric. So I found this in my scrap bin. This is I got this from a thrift store, and someone was attempting to make a quilt, and this is one of the quilted squares. So this word is ho ho ho. Oh gosh. All right, so we're going to try to do this so we can see the pattern. And take this and just like that. Get some straight pins. Remember, this is not perfect. It's gonna be a rough edge. So I'm gonna take this and run it in the sewing machine around this pattern, and that way I don't get any, like, it won't get too frayed. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. Oh gosh, stick through there. There we go. Simple. We hope. Okay guys, so I had to find a pattern, fabric, so I could back up this square here, because once I cut into it, who knows which way the fabrics are going to go. So I figured I'd put a second piece of fabric underneath, and then I'm going to stitch around and then flip it inside out, and you'll see what I mean when I get done. I'll be right back. I'm going to stitch around my pattern here, and then we're all right. So I stitched around my pattern, and I'm going to remove the pattern now. Oops, I accidentally caught the paper there. And what I'm going to do is cut around the pattern again. So now I could cut away the fabric that I don't need. So just go around and don't get your stitching. You don't want to hit any of the thread that you just stitched. You don't have to do any of this, guys. You guys can do whatever you want to dress up your gingerbread, but this is what I'm making. I'm doing this for mine. And yeah, so flip all the way down, don't get any of your stitching, and go to the bottom. All right, so now you need to clip these curves here so that when you turn your fabric inside out, it's not going to, you're not going to have buckling. Snip that point right there. Not getting my stitch. Just very tiny snips, just so that when I go to flip it inside out, my curves show up. Okay. Super easy. And you want to use scissors that are sharp and just for fabric. Do not want to use your craft scissors on fabric because it won't cut. It's going to shred your fabric. I know I can speak. I think I can speak. Cut this little corner here. And you might not think that it does much, but it does. Now we're going to turn it inside out. I left the bottom open finger right in the corner right here and push that out. And I'm going to do the same on this side, corner, and push it out. Okay. And now we're getting to the top of the apron. I'm going to push this out. This little very tippy tip. I'll show you what you could do. Okay, get that one out. Put your finger into the second one as far as you can get it, and then push out. Okay, there is our little apron. You can see how cute this is. If I could get the corners out. I'm just using the pin to pull my corners. But if I didn't snip the edge of my seam, the corners wouldn't even be able to come out, period. There we go. And you could take your time, get it out there. But I'm impatient. Just pulling it out. So I'm going to get this flipped out completely. See how much came up? And then I'm going to attach it to our gingerbread. Cute, right? Cute. Not a lot of work. I don't think so. For me. I used to sew a lot of Christmas stuff, decorations. There it is. So there's our little apron, and let's see how cute it's gonna look. You still gotta sew this up, and if you don't want to stitch it, just you could use hot glue or fabric tack. Okay. And this is what it's gonna look like. Oh, so cute. This teeny tiny apron. It's not perfect. It's good enough. How cute. All right, so now I'm going to, let's get these pins. I'm gonna turn this little iron, turn it on. Use my iron board. This board is way too big, but I'm gonna use it just so I can make this a little prettier. Okay, little tiny apron, so cute. Cute. I might hit it with the sewing machine. I don't know. Let's see. Use my little iron here. Can you guys even see? Just like that. Golly, it's so cute. Oh, too cute. Yes, girl, yes. It's giving me life. Look at how cute. And if you don't want the red and green, you can always flip it to this side. But how cute is this? Oh my god. Perfect. It's so perfect. I'm going to sew it because I'm going to add my I don't know, my tying mechanism. I think I'm gonna use some yellow. So bright. Oh, do I want to use yellow? There's the beep. It was just telling me it's ready. It heats up super fast. I don't know. What do I want to use? I thought I had it. Oh yeah, skinny red. Let's use the red. I'm gonna take it like this and to attach this. Whoops. And just attach it right there. Like that. And then tie this. Okay, I stitched my apron all the way around, and I'm going to snip off the threads, the loose threads. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this length of rickrack. Okay, clean it up, clean it up. All right, so we're going to take our gingy and lay it across the front and go under the arm, and I'm going to cross it on the back. Okay, just like that, and then I'm going to glue it to the apron. And this has a little too much. Trim that right there, and that'll be our little gingy. So let me get the hot glue. Just use hot glue, and I'm gonna also just stick our apron to the gingerbread just like that, and let that set up for a minute. And do the same to this side. I think it's so cute. It's so rustic and handmade. Okay. And just let it set up. It's so cute. Yes. Let's get some threads cleaned up a little bit. And I won't do it here on camera. I will probably decorate these little gingies, the rest of them, off camera. But look at look at how cute they are. Oh my gosh. And you could also use, now that I can see it, I would use the wider rickrack on this little guy and just repeat it like that. And probably find another apron, something to make another apron. I'm gonna add some cute little, actually let me add a heart. Add a heart to these two gingies. Just clip off that. And add it right there. You can do whatever you want, guys. I just have it right here on my desk. So, whoops, where did that heart go? There it is. Let's stick it onto this guy here. And do whatever you want. I'm doing this. Okay? Just stick it, oops, stick it on there. They're so cute. Love it. Earlier I was working on some gingerbreads, and this was the prototype right here, and it's just some regular brown cotton, or I don't know, cotton blend fabric from Walmart. And you can see it's not perfect, but these are decorations, and yeah, who knows, I might hang them, or I just might put them a bunch in a bowl and call it done. But this was the prototype. I drew the pattern myself. I just used some cardstock and drew a sketch, and then I folded it in half and then cut it out. And I did the same so I could make an apron or a dress or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to show you what I did with all of my gingerbreads. Okay, so I made that one. So I have a total of 6, but they're different shades of brown. They're just fabric scraps that I have here in my fabric bin. So this is one. I just put some thick rickrack on here. I made some double layers just to give it some character, I guess. So I used some of my yellow and my purple, and then this is a little trim that was gifted to me, or I purchased in a kit. I don't know. I can't remember, guys. But I just snipped off one little heart, and then I glued it, used some hot glue and glued it on. So I used my sewing machine to stitch around the gingerbread, but then I just used regular hot glue. If you don't want to use hot glue, you could use fabric tack or Elmer's glue. I don't know, any glue of your choice. I chose to use hot glue. It was fast and easy. So that is the first one. Not necessarily the first, but one of the first. So here is the next one. I chose to make an apron. I used that cut pattern I just showed you. And I just took 2 pieces of fabric, right sides facing. It's been a while since I've sewn. So put the right sides facing each other, and then you put the pattern on top, pin it to your 2 fabrics, your layers, And then I just stitched around the perimeter of the template, took it off, left an opening at the bottom and flipped it inside out so the right sides are outwards. This was a 4 square that I hauled from like a thrift store with some fabrics, some Christmas fabrics. It was just an incomplete quilting pattern or piece, and I just put the pattern, like I said, and cut it out after I stitched it. Used some rickrack stitched right across the front. You can see it wasn't completely centered because of the way I just, the way I did it. Took the rickrack from the front, went around the underarm and across the back to the top and glued that one side here. And then this side I went around to the top and over this shoulder and glued it right here, and it's glued at the top. So you can, if you want, you could loosen up the glue and take the apron off, or you could just leave it as is. But that's all I did. And then I took a heart and put it on the apron. I don't think I'm going to put a face on these. I think I will just leave them as is. I think they're adorable. They're all different. I used different rickracks for different gingerbread men. Here I use blue and red. And I like that the gingerbread is frayed, so you could get some texture on there, a little grungy. I don't know if I'm going to put any buttons. I may or may not. Just, takes me a minute to decide what I really want to do to a piece. And if I do, I might use some of my sticky back gems and use them as buttons, or find one that's a bow. I think I have one that's a blingy flat back bow. Might add it to the boy gingerbreads. And then here is the last boy I did. This one is green and yellow. And I put the little heart on there. Just very rustic, and I thought Christmassy. It was just handmade touch, So I added that one. And then this is the girl. This is the last girl I made, and this is the same thing. Took 2 fabrics, right side facing, sewed it, left the bottom open so I could flip it out, and then I just stitched around the edging to seal it shut on the bottom. I stitched the rickrack across the front, did the same thing, made a cross in the back, and just glued it onto the gingerbread. And then here I used the white rickrack. I put some on the top around the neck, you can see, for the girl. And I used some lace on this little apron with extra rickrack trim. So that is about it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had fun making these. I had an itch. I was watching a video and I just, decided I need to make one. So there you go. I'll probably finish this one up off camera and probably make another girl. But that is it. I don't know if I'll make any more than this. And hope you guys give it a try. Just, freehand. Try. Don't be scared. Be adventurous. You never know what you could come up with. So have fun with it. And I hope to see what you come up with. And I'll see you all on the next video. Don't forget to tag me. Bye.